This is no K-swapped Honda or no B-series Honda or a J-series. This is NSX, and it ain't the easiest to work on, but it's not impossible by far. So, the valve cover is cracked. Everything looks pretty clean here. I am seeing something I don't like. It looks like some pitting or excessive wear. I see an issue right now. I see a crack in the barrel.
Man, this thing is getting loose.
Mike, this is my happy place. Guys, and welcome back to another episode of AHC Garage. And we have a beautiful, well, I mean, not right now, it's not so beautiful, NA193 NSX twin turbo. If you've watched some of our other videos, you would be able to get a little more insight into what this build is, but I'll give you a quick run through on what we got. Someone passed away, and it was a friend of mine, acquaintance if you will, and the family reached out and wanted to find the car a new home. Well, that home's right here at AHC Garage, and even better yet, because you got me working on it. I'm not saying that because I'm cocky. I'm saying that because I work on NSXs, and this is kind of my dream build as far as the engine goes, and I'm super excited about it. Fully built 3.5 liter stroker motor, sleeved with the Science of Speed twin turbo kit, built transmission, AEM, EMS standalone system. And, you know, overall, a pretty awesome build, but it's been sitting for a while, and today marks day one of the build. So the first thing we're going to do on this build is we're going to get it running in the state that it's in. But to do that, we got to fix some maintenance issues on it, such as the alternator, no good, but we have a rebuilt one here waiting. Valve cover's leaking severely. We're going to pop that off and see if the valve cover's damaged or just a pinched gasket, which I think is probably a pinched gasket. Then we have a coolant leak up front we have to address. We're going to go through the fluids, make sure everything is safe to drive. A couple new tires on the back, and we'll see how far we go with this, because once we have the car in operating condition and we can make a list of things we need to address mechanically, that's what we're going to do. This engine's going to come out of here very soon, and then we'll start to let you in on some things that we plan to do with it and way we're going to transform it to how we want the car. And cool thing about this is you guys are going to see this car. This car is going to be around. Our goal is to get the car to NSX Expo. That's the national NSX meet here in America, and it's changes every year. Last year I believe it was in Seattle, and before that Texas, and now it's going to be in Orlando. So it's driving distance for us. It's also going to include, I think, 2 track days at Sebring. So our goal is to have this car ready to go there and show it to everyone and let them see this car in its new life, because a lot of the NSX community has seen this car. The car was purchased in 03 with 70,000 miles. It currently has 245,000 miles on it, or 345,000 miles. And that means it got driven. The car went to the Tail Dragon. It's been around. It's done a lot of things, but now it's in our hands, and we're going to give it a new life. And I hope you guys follow us for the whole thing. If you take a look underneath here, it's not too pretty. And it's really all mostly cosmetic, if you will. Valve cover has seen better days, but we have all replacement parts for this. And at this point in the build process of the car, we're not worried about the appearance. We are worried about getting it running and getting a baseline for the health of everything. Like I said, we've only driven it slightly, and we got to figure everything out. So we're going to start probably by opening up a little space in here and maybe get this guy out the way. We're going to have to remove the strut bar to get to the back valve cover. That's the one that's leaking really good. We probably aren't even going to touch this valve cover yet. We just want to solve the leaks and then get the car running, and then everything will come out of the car and it will all get refreshed. The alternator is the other thing we're going to pull out, and then we have to fix a couple coolant leaks, change some fluids, and I think we're going to start right back here. So we're going to get the maintenance blanket on the car and start taking it apart. All right, so first thing we got to do is we have to get this little intake scoop, not intake scoop, but vent scoop off the car so we can get to the strut bar mounts. So that's pretty simple. It's held on with a bunch of Phillips screws right here. And we're going to go ahead, pop that off, and easy goes. Well, interesting enough, it seems that this car is equipped with a EDC or EDFC. I forget what it is. It's from Tane, and what it is from inside the car, you can on the fly adjust the dampeners on your suspension. It's got like a little electric motor on the top here, and there's a controller. I noticed it, I think, either in the dashboard or in the glove box. And that's pretty cool because I actually haven't seen one of these systems working in a car. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But we do know one thing. The suspension is brand new. And the old suspension that was on it was the Tane RA. So I think that's probably what it was on. So we'll see how this works. Simple. And we'll make sure we lower the car down so there's pressure on the struts. So when we take these bolts off, the struts don't fall out the bottom. So we got the engine cover off. I always like to put the bolts back in because this car being aluminum, anywhere there's a threaded insert, it's kind of interesting. They're not, I wouldn't say, they're not tack welded on because it's a steel one. So if you look in here, you see this moves. It's the actual threaded insert on the bottom that's moving. So when you take something out like your engine cover and you don't put it back on like I have in my car, I always put the bolt back in so you don't get rattling from this piece underneath. So a little early Christmas gift from my lady. Some of Harbor Freight's finest electronics here. This is the Braun. I think that's a space shuttle from Russia. But nevertheless, a pretty cool light that we got here. Thank you, baby, for that. But we're going to go ahead and start pulling the alternator off first, and then we're going to work on the valve covers. All right, we got the alternator out. Before we put the new one in, we're going to go ahead and pull this back valve cover because that's where our oil leak is coming from, pretty heavy. I really want to say it's just a pinched gasket because it's definitely tricky to install everything in this car. So let's see if that's what it is, and we'll pull it off. If not, we got some extra valve covers to use. Our spark plug wire cover still has the factory little seal on it. It's beautiful. And our spacers. And now we'll start pulling coils. I guess the goal is just to get it running.
You know, one thing I noticed, John, magnetic 10 millimeter is very vital for this job.
Oh yeah, magnetic 10, in my experience, is extremely helpful. I've been working on these things a long time, so you got to find the tips and tricks that make it easier to complete your job, because this is no K-swapped Honda or no B-series Honda or a J-series. This is NSX, and it ain't the easiest to work on, but it's not impossible by far. We don't have to worry about scratching these valve covers. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry. Man, my hand's slipping over here. I don't know what's going on.
Must think there was extra oil on top of the valve cover.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These are weird because these are also like the bolts for the harness underneath. Some grommets. I just don't like them. I don't want them to fall inside anything. Getting a valve cover off of a twin turbo is, if it's any different than standard one. It's like touching the wastegate. Should be able to get past it though. Yep. So the valve cover is cracked in that one location, which is something we anticipate, either a bad gasket or the valve cover, but it's definitely cracked. So we're gonna have to put another valve cover on here. Let's get the old gasket off and take a peek at that.
That motor's pretty clean, John.
Yeah, it looks good. Oh, you got some rubber in there. Looks good. When we went through the paperwork, we saw that it's a fully built head, and it looks pretty beautiful to me. Oh, I see something here though. Look at that. We got the engine open. Everything looks pretty clean here. I am seeing something I don't like. It looks like some pitting or excessive wear on this one cam lobe. I will definitely take some pictures of this, and when we get to the next step of taking the engine out of the car and doing the maintenance is when I think we can address this. We're going to reach out to Science of Speed and see what they have to say about it and just see what's up. The good thing is I have an extra motor, so we can definitely find some spare parts, but it's definitely going to cost Mike a lot of money because, you know, I know what I got. Yeah, this valve cover has seen better days. Now, the other thing you got to remember about NSX valve covers is they're made of magnesium, and magnesium deteriorates, and you can see it literally turning to dust right here. And this is going to be a little bit of a problem for us. So that's the next thing we have to address. We're going to put the used set of valve covers that we have on here now, because the new stuff is going to go on later. Oh yeah, baby. It held air. It's not very round anymore, I can tell you that. It's, whoo. That's an old boy, right? Look at that. We call that a booby. We'll bring the car back down. All right, so we're gonna inspect the cam lobes right here, at least on the intake cam, so we can take a look to see if that's just the only one that's given us some issues, and then move on. This could be a normal characteristic of the heavy-duty valve springs that's in here. We'll discuss any of these things with Science Speed since they are the engine builders. So we're going to go ahead and turn it over and inspect our lobes here. They all seem to have similar wear on them, huh? Mm-hmm.
They're all about the same.
Yeah, it seems all the same. Could be normal, could not. I don't know enough to know that, so we will take a look at this and then refer it to our specialist at Science of Speed. Has a handy dandy oil drain thing here. Oh, it comes out of there. I thought it came out the side. Alright, so we're draining the engine oil. We're not going to drain the transmission fluid yet, but we are going to pop the fill and see if it runs out a little bit, or if I could stick my finger in there and just confirm that we have fluid in there. I think we do, because I may not have driven the car, but I did shift it and it felt good, but we're not going to assume anything. They have a saying that assume, you know, it means something. I shouldn't say it on camera though. Oh yeah, we're good. While that's draining over there, we're going to go ahead and slap the new tires on the back of here. That'll do it. Sometimes you got to bring out the big boy. It's a serious tool. Let's get these old school HREs up on the machine and get these old tires off of here. Did we figure out what year these tires came from? Let's see, can we see? Maybe on this other one here. These are from 2014. So they got some years on them, you know. 11, 12 years. So I think it's time for a little update. At least so we don't die. Boom. We'll fix it. Looks like that's where they've been before for some repairs. All right, I see an issue right now. I see a crack in the barrel. It's probably why she's losing air. So I can put some bead sealer on this right now, and that'll help it. I don't believe these wheels are going to be sitting on here for a whole long time, and we have some extra wheels between my car that we can put on here till we figure out what we're going to do. So these wheels have become a situation. When we took the tire off, I saw a pretty decent crack in the lip of the barrel. And we can also see that these wheels have been to the local rim repair shop at least once before, and you could see pretty good there, the crack. So we see bends, we see stuff. They're not in great condition. I think what we're going to end up doing is taking the CE28s that are on my NSX and putting it on here, and we're going to go ahead, and that way we'll be able to drive safely, because these things are just not, they're just not in good condition, and I don't know if they're financially worth repairing. We're going to send them out and get a quote, but I think a forged wheel might be in Mike's future. Maybe a 3-piece wheel, but I can tell you one thing, CE28 is going to look good on anything, because it's a red NSX and so is mine. Look at that. Is that like a pimple? Oh no, it's a tire plug. Not like a tire plug on a race car. So you saw the wheels. They're pretty beat up. We currently have them out getting fixed up right now and refinished. Beautiful work. That should be pretty good because we've test fit my CE 28s and a new set of wheels that you guys will probably see later in some other of our posts, and they don't clear the rear brakes on this thing. Those HREs that came with the car are custom made to fit this Stop Tech kit. It's huge as far as the calipers go in the rear, so we're working on those. We showed you a little something we saw inside the motor. We've been looking at a little bit more, and it looks like so far it's isolated to the intake cam on the back head here. So we haven't pulled out the front one yet to inspect those, but we got our little camera, or I should say mirror here, and our light, and we're able to look at the exhaust cam, and it looks really good. That might have something to do with there being more lift on the intake cam, or valve lash not set correctly after some years. So I think we're going to be looking for a cam there. We're going to pop off this valve cover too and just give it an inspection. We weren't planning to take it off because it's not leaking, but we have a second set of valve covers I had sitting at the warehouse, so we'll get these off. We'll inspect these cams, put the new valve covers on, put the new alternator, new dry belt, bleed the cooling system, add some fresh oil into this, and hopefully go take it for a ride. That's really our goal right now, so let's see about that, getting that off, and we'll see if the damage is consistent on both heads. Pull this harness off and clean it up real nice and rewrap it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can make it look beautiful.
Once we get everything down.
Yeah. We'll pull it off and we'll just rewrap the entire harness. All right, so as you guys can see, this is all normal wear on the cam. Nothing like we have on this rear intake cam. So I think that means we lucked out again. Something we didn't think was going to be an issue turned out to be an issue, but we thought we were going to need 4 cams. Looks like we're only going to need 1 cam, and we'll be doing that pretty easily. I think we found 1 cam, and maybe out of the country, and with tariffs and whatnot, it's definitely not a cheap thing, but it's a lot cheaper than changing all 4, and I think that's something we're ready to do. You know, I think what we should do, Mike, is I should sell you one of my cams, and then you buy me that guy's cam. All right? You buy 2 cams, I get 1?
Why not?
Ah. All right, so we are reusing the old gasket, not from this one, but that came with my spare set of valve covers here, just because we're going to be changing these again, so we don't really want to waste a new gasket since we're going to be putting a fresh set of red valve covers on here when we reseal the motor outside of the car. This is all for testing because we need to go drive this thing. So we got these here. We're going to pop them on and then go take her for a drive. We're not even going to put Honda Bond on the corners. We're just going to put it on and go see what this thing drives like. Like I said, we're going to loosely install everything. We're not going to put the covers back on. We won't put these covers back on. We just want to drive it, and then the next step will be pulling this bad boy apart. It's definitely tricky because of the wastegate. Alright, so we're going to put in our remand alternator. It may not be the prettiest, but it works. We've had it tested and had the voltage regulator and diodes replaced on it. So we're going to go ahead and throw this in, throw a belt on it, and some oil and coolant, and hopefully get a test drive in on this thing. I'm ready to feel some damn boost. right. All we gotta do is put the terminal back on, and some oil in the motor and some coolant in the motor, and we might be able to drive. All right, so the recommended oil for this car is a Rotella T6 full synthetic, and but this is what we got on hand right now. This is what the new NC1 takes. It's a 040. That's also what they're recommended from the engine builder, is a 040 weight, but this will do just fine for us for right now. Don't forget, all this is going to be coming out eventually. So I think we can almost treat this test drive as a oil flush. Maybe get some of the junk that's in the car, in the motor, out. We'll change the filter, go through everything. We're going to do a real good inspection of everything as we take the car apart. Oil's in, good level there. We got a coolant leak up front we got to address. Then we'll put the coolant back into the motor, bleed out the cooling system, put the wheels on it, get this thing on the road. I don't know what M's is. All right, this is not the factory setup here, but this is a vacuum cap. And you know what? I don't even know why I'm putting this on yet, because we still got to bleed the cooling system. So this cooling system has bleed points in a bunch of different places. We got one here, which I put this on now, don't want to come off. We got two more up on the engine, and I'll show you exactly how you bleed the coolant on an NSX. So we have one here. This is on the pipe that goes down under the car to the front. And then there's one, it's kind of hard to see, but it's down by the throttle body on the thermostat housing. So I would never recommend anyone putting water completely in the system, but this is only for a test drive, and then everything will be drained out and changed, including our water pump. So this is okay for now, for testing purposes. Is it going down?
Not yet.
There it goes. Now it's going to start dropping. Oh, it's dropping quick.
Nope, there you go.
We'll let the air until it runs out smooth. See it change to solid. Boom. That's good. And we are leaking. Alright, we'll get this terminal on here.
Hey, I think we got juice now.
I think so. I heard something go.
How's it go?
Got oil pressure. Something you can see here, no smoke coming out the tailpipes on a cold start, and the car's been sitting, so that's a great sign. We're getting ready to go for a test drive. The HREs are out getting repaired, so we're going to throw my CE28s on here. These rear brakes are monster. We just need a little like 2 mil spacer to get it to clear, and then we're almost ready to ride. All right, so you can hear the clutch making all kinds of noise. Twin disc, pretty normal for these things. So let's see how it moves. Well, that's very dramatic. Look at this. Iron Maiden. Look at this thing. What do we got? Oh man, we got a music video.
Is it a video on there?
I bet you it's an Iron Maiden video. So that's cool. That's the display for that. Right?
We're gonna be jamming, Johnny.
I'll tell you one thing. We got a lot of trust in this car because we're taking it straight out on the highway.
Yeah. 12.8 when you just boost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the alignment is bad.
Yeah. This in the dry has got to be a lot of fun, man.
So, John, quick 10 minutes feedback so far.
I have to say, I think we're extremely lucky because we got a hell of a car, man. Because this thing is nasty. Just pay attention to this. Turbo sounds, baby.
Man, this thing is getting loose.
Mike, this is my happy place. I don't know. We may have to work out a lease to drive program on this thing. So we just got back from our first test drive, and I must say, oh my gosh, this thing is a lot of fun. Definitely has a lot of power. It's a little wet outside, so as soon as we stepped on it, she got a little squirrely. We don't want to hurt it. We came back and we had it idling, and we found that the primary cooling fan motor is not working. And that's weird because it's a brand new looking motor, but once again, we don't know any of the history on this car. So we're learning as we go, and I expect to find problems, but the air-fuel ratio is fine. We have no idea how old the fuel is in it. It's running good. It's not detonating. I think it spun and hit a fuel cut on me one time, and even that's working because it pow did everything it was supposed to do. We have no more oil leaks. This is just residue from the old leak. The turbos aren't smoking even after a drive. It feels good. It idles great. Brakes are a little sketchy, probably due to a lot of rust on them, and maybe they need a good bleed. But other than that, I think what we're going to do is clean the car up, fix it up a little bit, and maybe drive it a little bit the way it is before we take it down and take it off the road completely. Maybe we'll give it 2-3 weeks of playing with her. But first thing up on the repair list is going to be that cooling fan motor, and then try and put some miles on it. Mike, you're going to owe me for tires because I think this thing is going to smoke my tires out.
Tire shredder.
Tire shredder. The Iron Maiden tire shredder. Okay, so this thing turned out pretty good. The whole point of this whole video here has been to test the car out and get a feel for what it's going to need. We're definitely taking it apart, mostly to clean, restore, possibly paint, just to make everything beautiful again on it and make sure that we can drive the car wherever we need to. Will it go to the tail of the dragon? I don't know. Probably on a trailer if it does, But nevertheless, we're going to be putting some miles on this car, and before we take it all the way down, we got to know what's wrong with it. And on this venture of ours, we found that the cooling fan motor's done. The brakes are warped and a little nasty. There's a lot of rust on it. We're going to price out what new rotors cost, but before then, we'll probably just shave off on our brake lathe to get us going on it. Cooling system, as I mentioned, is definitely an issue. We have to do a little bit more. I thought we needed more bleeding, but it turned out, like I said, the cooling fan's not working. As far as the tune goes, it's definitely where it's supposed to be air fuel wise. When I was driving it, I noticed the car is bouncing all over the place. All the suspension is blown out. And that's kind of odd because they're brand new. There's not even any dirt on them. But in my experience with all these aftermarket coilovers and even some factory, when the car sits, it'll build up some rust or junk on the actual shaft of the strut. And when the car bounces, that will go past the seal and damage the seal, and that's why they're all leaking. So we got to get a new set of coilovers, fix the cooling system, address the brakes, and also we have no idea what's going on with the AC system. There's no belt on it, and it's an original compressor. So we're going to throw a new compressor on there, charge up the system, see how it's going, maybe drive the car for a few weeks, really get a feel for if it's messed up, broken, whatever it is we need to do, because when we take it apart, we want to come back together with no hiccups. Like, I don't want to pull that motor back out again if there's something going on with it. And we don't want to waste time because we need to get this thing ready for NSX Expo. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm having a blast. This thing is awesome. So tell us what you think about it. Tell us what color you think the car should be. We may or may not change the color. Tell us what you guys are thinking about it overall. This is definitely far out of our normal OEM Plus range, fully built twin turbo motor. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, give us some comments, and be sure for the next one, because the next one, I think this thing is going to end up on the dyno so we can actually see how much power it's making.